the Viktor Wilt Show. It's Monday. We're rolling. How's it going today? I hope, we'll go with decent. Hope it's going decent. As long as it ain't going bad, hope it's going decent. So far as I dig for content, of course, the main talk of the internet would be the halftime show at the Super Bowl. I haven't even seen any posts about who actually won. I didn't watch the game. Let's find out who won the Super Bowl. Oh, the Eagles won. Oh, man, Taylor Swift going home, sad. Boyfriend's team, losers. All right. I did watch last night before I went to bed the halftime show. Kendrick Lamar is a super talented rapper. Everybody wondering, is he going to do the Drake diss live in front of the world? He did. And it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Looking right into the camera, smashing Drake. I like some, music industry beef. I think it's good stuff. You don't see it happen with rock bands anymore. Back in the day, it was a thing. I mean, you'll see people kind of try to start beef, but one side usually caves. I mean, this Kendrick Lamar Drake thing's been going on for a long time. And Drake sued the record label over the song. Apparently, the record label is not worried about this lawsuit, as he performed the track live on the Super Bowl. And I mean, even the NFL got in on the action. I mean, clearly they allowed the song to be part of the show, but on TikTok, as one of the NFL's official page highlights, it was only the little 10-second section where he really smashes Drake. NFL put that out there. Wow, that's pretty bold. ESPN did about the same thing. So, is anybody even talking about the actual game? I haven't seen anything about that, but, my weekends lately, I've been pretty much trying to check out from social media. For the most part, I managed over the weekend. It's just an unpleasant place right now. And, I've talked about it plenty, the amount of misinformation floating around and just stupid things I keep seeing people say. I just can't take this. I can't deal with this right now. This is annoying. So instead, watch YouTube, play video games. I didn't play any video games over the weekend. Anyway, maybe I should have watched Super Bowl. No, I was watching much better stuff. I don't know. I'm not a football guy. There's just about anything I'd rather watch than football. If you're at the game, it's like an event. It's something else. But watching it on TV, I just don't care. We'll have to get into the commercials in a bit. I haven't watched any of those either. Though I don't like getting into the commercials because it's just basically giving them free plugs on the radio. And I don't think they deserve it. Give me some money. You want me to plug your ads? I don't know. Maybe there were some interesting ones, but like I was telling my lady last night, it's funny that that's the one day of the year that all of a sudden everybody loves commercials. Any other time of the year, relentless complaining. I have to sit through these ads. But on the Super Bowl, they just line up for them. It's really strange. Boy, I had mentioned that the entire internet seemed to be talking about Kendrick Lamar. Aside from politics, it's been a little bit of a struggle this morning to find things to yap with you about. So hopefully it will get a little bit better as I continue digging. I suppose we could take a look at out-of-touch things that people have heard someone say online. The most out-of-touch thing you've heard someone say. That's all I got. Let's see if these things are extremely out of touch. All right? Sure. All right, just buy the place you're renting so you don't waste your money and turn a profit, says the CEO of my job, who is pulling in a pension from his government job and 2 part-time salaries from the 2 positions he sat on. When I said how I couldn't afford that, he asked if he wasn't paying me enough. I said no, and he left. Yeah, seriously, if you don't understand the housing crunch right now, you might be out of touch with the average person a little bit, because things are completely outrageous out there, especially around here. I mean, this has never been a place with very good wages. So now that the cost of living has skyrocketed, I don't know. I really wonder, I just feel bad for like families just trying to get by. It was rough enough when my kids were growing up, to just try to be able to afford the basic bills and food. And things were much more reasonable back when my kids were growing up. I mean, I got so lucky, and I just feel terrible for families trying to deal with it right now. I mean, just trying to feed myself is like, geez. I used to enjoy, sort of enjoy going to the grocery store, but not quite so much anymore. Now it's like, all right, what are the basics? What do we need to get by? Stock up on those bananas. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else? Are all of these out-of-touch statements going to be relating to money? Probably. That's what I'm guessing. We'll skip that one. It's kind of dark. Oh, yeah, more money stuff. When I couldn't afford something and my rich friend said, just check if you have any more money laying around. Yeah, I just start kind of digging through my shelves and stuff. Usually find a few hundreds. Wouldn't it be great if you just had money laying around? So much money that it just pops up all over the place. Who has cash like that? That does seem a little bit ridiculous. Let's see. This user said, my boss who makes $300K plus a year said we should be grateful for them cutting some of our holiday pay because legally we don't have to give you any. Yeah, you don't need to point that out, boss man. Got a boss who, is not giving you any kind of holiday pay. Better to just not say anything at all. We're not legally obligated to, Nobody wants to hear that. Not in this current day and age. You work too hard. That's why you're stressed. You need to take a vacation and relax in Italy for a week or two. Oh, sure. That's easy enough. It doesn't cost anything to just fly to Italy and stay there for a week. I mean, I think if I was to take a week vacation right now, unless I went to one of two places, I could go to Connecticut and have a place to crash, and Phoenix. That's it. Outside of that, if I'm taking a vacation, it's a staycation, kicking it in my living room, which ain't bad. At my house, I got almost everything that you could do if you got yourself out on the town or something. Yeah, I got a pool table. I got a TV that has a loud music system. What else do you need in life? Video games? Bar don't even have those. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let's keep going. I'll do a better job at finding content. That's called winging it, people. All right? Come on. It's Monday. Cut me some slack. Yeah, get the Alt 101 app and hear some classic hits. They're classic now. Songs from the early 90s up through the mid 2000s. It's old. All right. Speaking of old, looks like people, as far as the Superbowl commercials go, pining for the old days. Yeah, people saying the commercials were not good. Always funny seeing the analysis of commercials. One day a year. One day a year, everybody loves them. They're intently drawn in, paying as much attention as possible. You should do that the rest of the year, all right? Especially when it comes to our sponsors here on K-Bear. Because without them and their support, you don't get to hear my amazing program every weekday morning. Yeah, they like the show, so they're like, we got to advertise on Victor's show. He's awesome. So therefore, you should find them awesome. Forget about these, multi-million-dollar companies blasting their ads on the Super Bowl. If they're multi-million-dollar companies blasting their ads on the Viktor Wilt show, there you go. Then you give them support. All right? But yeah, I didn't see much about any entertaining ads other than I don't even know what the product was, but Seal was digitally, they took his face and put it on a seal. Seal on a seal. That's why I had to play that Kiss from a Rose, which is also a really good song. Always makes me think of The Hangover Part 2. Kind of want to watch that. I watched a lot of good stuff over the weekend. It was a great weekend for movie watching and TV watching. I had just an awesome time. Awesome weekend. Maybe I'll get into some of my movie reviews here in a bit, but in the meantime, just wanted to say, I don't know. From what I'm reading online, I don't know if you need to hunt down the Super Bowl commercials. Not seeing a lot of good reviews. So instead, listen to these valuable words from our sponsors right now. Hope you had a nice weekend. While everyone else was getting ready for their Super Bowl parties and all that, spent most of the weekend kicked back watching some pretty good entertainment. Yeah, it was nice. Let's see how well my poor memory at this hour can recall everything that we watched this weekend. The A24 movie Heretic, which was excellent. I mean, just kind of sad that as an old man, I'm in my recliner and it was kind of cold in my house. And so I had this blanket out. And next thing I know, I'm dozing off and snoring away in the middle of the movie. Like, why? I was really enjoying the movie. It wasn't like I was bored to sleep. Something about that recliner and being in a dark room. I put blackout curtains in my living room. So it's, pretty much always nighttime in there. And I just got full-on dad problems. I just fall asleep. But I don't think I missed too much. And it was a really good movie. Also watched Pearl, another A24 movie. And it was a lot of fun. It wasn't what I expected. I don't know. I don't really want to describe the movie in case you haven't seen it. Don't want to spoil anything. But I thought that the actress who played the main character did a pretty good job playing a weirdo that was unsettling to watch. That was good. Watched Gladiator 2. That was a lot of fun. Watched a few episodes of X-Files. I know I'm forgetting something. I know we watched other movies. It was a great weekend of just kicking back watching movies for the most part. Other than Friday night, Joey the Hulk Lobato came up to hang out. And his birthday was the week prior. Kind of ended up working out pretty good because Jade hit us up. Was like, hey, I'm just going to celebrate a little bit if you guys want to hang out. And met up with Jade. And I ended up doing a karaoke song, which I haven't done in many, many, many years. And, karaoke now, as far as the library goes, they didn't even have like the book out back in the day. Last time I did karaoke, you have a book and you flip through it and, find your songs and all that. The guy's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to look through the book. I don't have a book. Name an artist. I was like, okay, Lamb of God, because I've never seen that as a karaoke option. And it was. So got up and busted out a little bit of Redneck. Started off pretty rough. I think overall did a pretty good job, but I'm so out of practice and shape that it messed my throat up. I had like a sore throat, and that lasted a couple days. I mean, part of the problem was my CPAP mask got disconnected in the middle of the night, and when you have a mask on your face and you're snoring, that's not good. It's unpleasant. But throat seems to be doing pretty good today, so I didn't pick up the crud by doing karaoke, something I was a little bit concerned of. Karaoke mics, I think they've got some germs on them. But when you're known as the guy who, when there's karaoke going on, you get up and scream and yell at the bar, there's going to be people encouraging you to do it. It was fun. But, yeah. Messed myself up. I'm too old for karaoke. Too old for karaoke. Anyway, there you go. That was my weekend. Watch any of those films. Yeah, I swear I watched something else, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, well. All good quality pieces of entertainment if you're looking for something to watch. If you haven't checked out the latest album from those guys, Queens of the Stone Age, it's real good. It was kind of a slow burner on me. When it first came out, I was like, all right, this is pretty good. But the more I've listened to it, man, talk about something growing on you. It's just gotten so great. Speaking of great things, my daughter hit me up last night right when I was about to fall asleep. I get a FaceTime call. I'm like, oh, geez, what kind of emergency's happening? Hello? And she's like, hey, I just had to call and let you know I beat GTA 5. I was like, oh, awesome. What'd you think? And she really enjoyed the game. Said she was surprised how fun it was. All she really knew about GTA was a little bit of online play she'd done. And, I convinced her, you've got to play this game start to finish. It's the best-selling video game, well, maybe aside from Minecraft, of all time for a reason. There is a reason GTA is a very popular series. And so she, really enjoyed it. But she's like, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do with myself. I know what you need to do. You need to play Red Dead. That's what you need to do. She was talking about how she got, pretty attached to the characters in GTA 5. And, man, you want to talk about getting hooked on characters. If GTA 5, which has a great cast of characters, if you get really attached to those, you're doomed when it comes to Red Dead. So I'm sitting here thinking, is there any way I could get really good deals on the PS4 version of Part 1 and then hook it up with Part 2 as well? I shouldn't be spending money, but I just want her to have that life experience of playing Red Dead. It's so good. It's so good. I was playing a little bit of that over the weekend, as a matter of fact. Didn't play much video games, but I played, maybe 15 minutes of Red Dead. I just throw it on every once in a while and kick back, ride a horse, and enjoy it. It's so good. And Queens of the Stone Age. Well, Josh Homme, he's got a great song at one point in Red Dead 2. One of these big moments. So anyway, just want to recommend some quality gaming to you. If you haven't done Red Dead 1 and 2 or GTA 5, holy cow, get on it. All right, I have accomplished nothing this morning. I hope you have been getting things done. It's Monday. Kind of difficult to get motivated and get rolling, but we'll get through it. Power through this day, and then we get to, roll into Tuesday. But, man, I ain't feeling it. Well, I've talked plenty about whiny dudes in the last few months. Poor guys out there just having such a rough time being a guy. Oh, it's so hard. Generally, it seems to stem from guys who struggle with the ladies, right? And instead of listening to what women have to say, they go to these manfluencer idiots and think that the advice they're going to get there is going to help them out in the long run. No, just get yourself a Reddit account. And every so often, something like this question will pop up. You can read through the responses and get yourself a little bit of good advice. You would think, if you want to learn what the ladies are looking for, that you'd ask them, not some angry man. But guys are kind of dumb. This post was, what did you only find out about women when you got a girlfriend? And it's weird when you're old, I haven't looked through this, but I'm assuming I'm going to go, well, yeah, obvious, blah, blah, blah. But it's probably all stuff I learned over a very long period of time because, like most dudes, I am kind of dumb. All right? Let's find out what these internet guys found out about women once they got a girlfriend. Bras more expensive than they realized. Yeah, they can be pretty pricey. That's for sure. Especially if you've got multiple, women around your house. It's your daughters, they eventually need those. And you're like, do you have to buy the most expensive ones? And then you get the discussion about, comfort, blah, blah, blah. What do you know? You're a dad. You don't have to put up with this kind of stuff. Can't go with the Walmart special, all right? You have to get something quality. Okay. Yes, bra's very expensive. Crazy expensive. Let's see here. My boyfriend said the main thing he noticed is how soft I am compared to him. He was baffled, and I didn't know there was such a big difference either. I think a lot of that comes down to women know how to take care of themselves better than guys. Like, I think it was about a week ago, I noticed that I had some very dry skin going on. And it's something I just don't pay attention to until all of a sudden it's like, wow, that is horrible. I'm disgusted with myself. I feel like, a dead lizard here. What's going on? So then you look around like, okay, I got some lotion or something. And there's all kinds of different things you could do. Like, I would assume during the showering process to make your skin softer. Do I know what those things are? No, I got like good quality soap. I think you have to use the scrubby thing. The poof. I think that helps like scratch dead skin off you and things like that. Maybe I better get a poof. Because, I don't know, I would assume that the ladies would like it if you had somewhat soft skin and you're not scratching them when your skin rubs against them. Oh, did you just touch me with your elbow? What's going on with your elbow? Yeah, dudes, I think you can, get softer skin. Yeah, put some lotion on your hands or something. Women usually don't have pockets, fake pockets. Yeah, what's up with the fake pockets? Why? Why even put the stitch there? Pockets have a purpose. You put stuff in them. Feel bad for the ladies that you can't have pants with pockets, that it's just not really a thing, from what I understand. That's why you got to get the oversized purse, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. Oh, what else do we have here? I was hoping for more good advice for... I guess I don't know exactly what I was looking for here, but there's a lot of stuff where dudes are learning about skincare. I was a put water on my face in the morning kind of guy. There we go, yeah. Body wash on the face. Good enough. One bottle of soap for everything. Now this lady's got him using sunscreen, moisturizer, hair masks, and cleanser. What's hair masks? He says he's radiant now, though. Making me feel like dirty dude with this dry skin. I don't have any hair, though, so I would assume I don't need a hair mask, right? I did give myself a haircut over the weekend, so let's see. What else do we have here? How much girls value little gestures and the intent behind doing them. Like my girlfriend would be sleeping and I would get up to fix the curtains to make sure no sunlight gets to her face. Me getting a sweet little treat for her after I come back from work. These little gestures make her day. Yeah, you should try to do those little things. Feel bad. I feel like I need to do more. It's tough. I got to, to do a little thing, it's got to get shipped all the way across the country. But she's probably listening to the show, so I shouldn't throw out ideas here. I can't say for sure, but I think so. Anyway, small gesture coming soon. Anyway, dudes, just want to remind you, there's plenty of good places to get advice on, how to help yourself in the ladies department. But you should take that advice from ladies, okay? Not from angry dudes online. That's not going to get you anywhere. So earlier on the show, talked about a little bit of advice for the dudes when it comes to the ladies. All right, let's say you're planning a wedding, all right? If she really wants to use a particular venue, just use that venue, all right? It's not that big a deal. Things can end badly if you start fighting about these kind of silly things. Brookfield, Wisconsin. Woman accused of stabbing her boyfriend over a wedding venue dispute. Yeah. No word as to whether or not they are going to still get married. She stabbed him right in the neck. Jeez. I mean, it's better to get these kind of things out of the way before the wedding hopefully they called things off. Because I don't know, if your partner would stab you, I'm going to say that's a red flag. We've had some discussions about red flags in relationships. I think if they would stab you, probably, going to want to call that one off. So there's my advice for you. Jeez. Yeah, just let her pick the venue, dude. Come on. Let's see. Speaking of other rage. Now, they're calling this a road rage incident. Got a passenger shooting fireworks at another driver in what they're calling a road rage incident here. So, you got a woman driving a 4-door Dodge pickup, and then she starts following this other vehicle. Now, the truck passed, then someone started shooting fireworks at her car. So, okay, the person in the pickup was shooting fireworks back at the vehicle behind them. Now, I don't think this was likely a road rage incident. It sounds to me like stupid teenagers. But no matter what, I hope they punish them severely because, come on now. You don't need to have to call the advocates and explain, all right, listen, someone was shooting bottle rockets at my vehicle while I was driving down the road. I ended up crashing. Does this constitute reckless driving on their behalf? Yes. I guess at least you do have the advocates you can call in that situation. Finally, before I get to more music here, don't suck helium out of balloons, okay? It can kill you. It can kill you dead. Yes, dead. Happened at a birthday party. This is sad. This is like the levels of wee for a wee sad. You got a mom just trying to be funny at a birthday party. Because the helium, it makes you have a high-pitched voice. Yeah, it also can kill you dead. R.I.P. to this woman. It's not the first time this year that it looks like someone has died from breathing helium out of a balloon. Yeah, you don't ever hear those things. You see the silly videos online. Look, I've got the high-pitched voice. Yeah, don't do that. All right? It's a gas that can kill you. Okay? Just trying to get the word out. Because I think a lot of people might be unaware that is a possibility. Well, you emos rejoice. Got some great fashion news for you. According to one article that I pulled up, skinny jeans are on their way back in. Oh, I just heard Jade jump for joy down the hallway. Never knew if his time would eventually come to once again be in style with his normal clothing. Yeah. According to this retail analyst and managing director, Janine Strichter, for the last 6 months, rumblings of skinny jeans making a comeback. Peaches, your pants look very tight. Rocking the skinny jeans, huh?
My mic is off.
Oh, okay, I'll turn it on.
Thank you.
What's going on, man?
These are regular boot cut, I think.
Yeah, my jeans are baggy jeans, but due to the fact that I've packed on the weight in the last year, they are now skinny jeans. Any pants can be skinny jeans if you gain enough weight, right?
I think I talked about this on the weekend show. The skinny jeans coming back.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of that, but that's what they're saying. That by the end of the year, retail store is going to be packed with skinny jeans. So.
I don't think any rock or metal person has ever given up on those.
I mean, I was never into them.
Yeah, me neither.
It was not my style.
I'm not built for those.
Me either. You got to have a certain skeletal body type like Jade.
He's the guy bringing it back.
He is. Shame upon him for walking around spreading that disease. The disease of emo skinny jeans.
I was watching the Superbowl last night, and the average height and weight of all the offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, I could blend right in.
Yeah.
It's an average height 6'6", average weight 340. I'm like, all right, time to go meet the other ogres.
There you go, Peaches. You all those times you wanted to shove people out of your way at the grocery store, you just got to take that to the game. Yeah.
Bring those guys with me, and we can just push everybody that stops in the middle of the aisle at the grocery store.
Just mowing through the store.
We're all wearing togas.
Pack of giant dudes just shoving old people out of the way at Winco.
We teach them, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, if you step in the middle of the aisle, pushed over.
Very
if you're
nice.
some mom talking to some other mom, pushed over. Some dad, checking his phone in the middle.
So I didn't watch any of the game. What's your, as our sports guy, what's your recap on it?
I thought it was a fun game to see the Chiefs just get destroyed. I watched the first half, then watched the halftime show, and then said, okay, this game's over, and went back to gaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just watched a little bit of the halftime show online, and that was about it. I guess I watched the whole halftime show.
Since you're a guy in his 40s, that's not really catered for. Did you go online and just spout out ignorance like how it's the worst halftime show you've ever seen?
Yeah, I do that every year.
All that stuff?
Every year I go and say, who are these artists? I've never heard these songs before.
Yeah.
And just relentlessly complain.
I'm looking at you, Uncle Bob, who did that yesterday.
Did he?
He just put up like 6 different statuses about the halftime show. I'm like, dude, you're a man who's almost 70.
Yeah,
it's not catered for you.
Yeah, you're outside of the demographics, Kay. I think if you are unaware of, what Kendrick Lamar did in 2024, you're just out of touch with modern music. I mean, who deserved the spot more? Maybe Taylor Swift, I guess.
Yeah, but she also did it not that long ago, didn't she?
I don't know. Did she do the... Probably. You'd assume she did the halftime show.
She toured all year last year. She was probably like, I'm done for a long time.
Well, and I think the artists who play the Super Bowl don't get paid to do it.
They don't.
So she, probably like, no.
She's a great businesswoman, too.
She's got a few dollars in the bank. Just a few.
No, just a few.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good performance. Looked like he was rapping live, so that was cool to see. A lot of times with the Super Bowl, not much reality happening with the halftime show, but he was definitely really rapping, and I thought he did a good job.
And then every boomer on Facebook was also posting an old photo of James Hetfield saying, when you want a real halftime show, call me. It's like, James is not saying that. Would you relax?
Yeah. I mean, I bet one of these days they'll drag Metallica in to do it.
Well, they better do it soon. They're about 70 themselves.
I know. They got to realize that that's like the quintessential dad rock, Metallica. They've had the Chili Peppers on, so why not kick it up a little notch and do Metallica? I mean, they use Enter Sandman for the bumper music.
For West Virginia, the University of West Virginia, that's what they come out to.
Yeah.
Enter Sandman, and it's one of the coolest things to see live.
Yeah, Metallica, I'd say like Metallica and Linkin Park are probably, maybe the Foos, the only bands really big enough. AC/DC, yeah, to actually do the Super Bowl.
Judas Priest, maybe. They're a little too old now.
Yeah, I don't know if they're quite Super Bowl level, which I know that might make Judas Priest fans mad. But
well, I think my Uncle Bob would finally say, like, that was a decent halftime show.
And the thing is, who wants to see, like when the Chili Peppers were on, I like watching guitarists really play guitar. I don't want to watch them fake it.
No.
So I don't think it would be really cool to see a rock band on the Super Bowl anyway.
I thought there was going to be more outrage with America the Beautiful being more of a jazz rendition for the Super Bowl.
Was that at the beginning or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
They had that, and then John Baptiste also did like almost like a jazzy version of the national anthem.
Oh, well, I guess they were just waiting for Kendrick Lamar to lose their minds. Mm-hmm. So did he swear in the broadcast?
Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
They cut out a specific line of that one song that everyone was hoping that he would play, and then he winked to the camera and said, "Drake, try to sue me," or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the lines in that song that I would assume they'd want to cut out were front and center. Mm-hmm. Even I mentioned it earlier on TikTok. The NFL TikTok only took the little clip of him talking about Drake and put that clip out there.
Did you see he also had Serena Williams?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Drake's ex.
Oh, is it his ex?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He specifically got one of Drake's exes to dance at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, rip Drake. Which is fine by me. Like, Drake's music, I have never heard a song by him that I was like, wow, this is a great song. Never been able to understand the hype. Kendrick, I can understand the hype. He's very, very talented and has put out a few different songs that I was really impressed with. But Drake, it's just auto-tuned and boring and not a lot of hooks. I don't know. Could never get into his stuff.
His old stuff used to be like what my teammates listened to in high school. And I used to have to listen to hours upon hours of Drake.
Hours and hours of Drake.
It was awful.
That sounds awful, just based on what I know of Drake. But Again, not a big fan anyway.
Well, I did see Jordan Maitata. Is that how you say his last name? I'm not sure, but one of the guys on the Eagles, they were asking every one of the Eagles, what's your favorite rock or metal band? And he said Sleep Token and Creed.
That's quite the combo.
Yeah.
Sleep Token and Creed. All right. I'm cool with that.
He's cool with those two. That's awesome. My guy.
Got Sleep Token getting a call out on national television for the Super Bowl, and radio still doesn't play them.
Of course.
Idiots, man. I bet they will now that they're on a major label. Next release, I'm sure radio will push them. But, that's usually what it takes. Major label shenanigans.
I'm waiting for Bill Murray to be everywhere, and then everyone assumes that, rock radio across the country is now playing pop country.
Well, he just signed to a major label.
Have Bill Murray perform the halftime show. Let's go with the small guy.
All right. And that would be fun. I watched a little bit of a live YouTube he did last week. Just happened to be scanning through, and he was doing a live show at the time. It was pretty entertaining. I don't think he had a live bass player, though. Running tape, man. Using them laptops to run the bass. What's up with that?
Did you go into the comment section and say that?
Yeah.
Worst live performance ever? Where's the bass?
0.
What is this, Injustice for All?
0 of 5 stars. When I read this headline, I did not understand the story properly. The headline is, Florida man deals drugs on a street corner and leads police on horseback on a chase. Florida man is arrested after giving up 1/4 mile later. I assumed this was a Florida man dealing drugs who for some reason had a horse and took off on the horse. Not the case. The cops were on horseback, which I guess that's also surprising to me. This is Florida. Okay. Out in rural Utah, Arizona, Nevada, I could see cops on horseback. But this is just in the city streets of Florida. They caught the guy. Why would you try to outrun a horse? It is a Florida man. Not a lot of logic when it comes to Florida man decisions. You're not going to be able to outrun a horse, all right? Play some Red Dead. Yeah, give it a try. You will not outrun a horse. Why are people so insane when it comes to people's yard decorations? Dude, these buttons are driving me nuts today. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. All right, anyway, back to what I was going to talk about. There's a family in, let's see here. This is up in Canada, and they love Christmas. So they've got a Santa statue that they leave up year-round, decorate for each season. And, well, looking at this video from their Ring camera, somebody don't like Santa Claus in Winnipeg. They just come pick up this Santa thing, pick it up over their head, throw it over the fence in anger. Take that, Santa. Christmas time's over. You can't have Santa up. Meh. You know what? It's your yard. You put up whatever kind of decorations you want year-round. If this had happened here, I would be putting up my Christmas decorations right now. Even though it's hideously cold out, I would get out and decorate for Christmas and Halloween at the same time just to aggravate people. Just let people be. It doesn't have to be the way you would decorate your home, but if there ain't an HOA, you can let them have Santa year round. And it's I know that I guess I shouldn't say I know, but I would imagine that there are some of my neighbors who aren't fans of the fact that these other neighbors, they have an awesome giant skeleton up year round. I've talked about it before. I think it's great. They have little graves in their yard and stuff. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I'm sure there are some uptight neighbors, though, who are like, me, just take those decorations down. It's not Halloween. No, let's liven up the neighborhoods a bit. Everything here's painted just brown and boring. Get crazy with it. Put a giant T-Rex in your front yard. If I win the lotto, boy, is my yard going to look stupid. Anyhow, I don't plan to play the lotto anytime soon because I always lose. Actually, I should give it a try. You can't play unless you win, right? Gamble responsibly, people. As far as I go with gambling responsibly, it's every once in a while I'll drop $1 on a Lotto America ticket. Lotto America, the better odds. You don't get those $1 billion prizes, but if I could get just a couple mil, I'd be fine. I'd be good. Get yourself a house, pay it off, make sure you got a job that you can afford all of the taxes to the government. Be good to go. Man, some people are just weird. Now, I don't know if it's smart to call people in the Mafia weird, but I'm sorry. If you hear that your sister might be dating someone and then you just kill them because of that, I think that's weird, all right? You should not be so obsessed with your sister's love life. That's strange to me. So, apparently I believe this was in Italy. Yeah, Italian gangsters kidnapped a man and dissolved his body in acid. Breaking Bad style, because they thought he was dating the mob boss's sister. Seems a little bit excessive as far as a punishment goes. You could have just went to the guy and be like, hey, no, or something. I don't know, but again, to me, it's weird. Is she supposed to be married or something? I don't know. I didn't dig too deep into the story here, but I've met people who are weird about that kind of thing. What, you saying my sister looks good? I'll fight you. It's like, dude, settle down. That's your sister. Stop being a weirdo. So anyway, I won't get into further grisly details of this story, but yeah, they were like, oh, whoops, it wasn't even true. yeah, that's the thing. Even though it was unnecessary to begin with, as far as I know of this story, it wasn't even the right guy. Have a breather. Violence is never the answer. Settle down, lunatic. Okay, I better be careful. I don't want to get the mob on me here, but they're all the way over in Italy. I'm okay, right? I just said they were weird. I don't know. Some people get kind of weird about being called weird. I better end this now. Welcome to the Viktor Wilt program, and happy Monday. I hope it's going by nice and quick. It's been kind of a slow one for me here. Got a lot I need to get done. How much have I accomplished? 0.0 stuff. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Trying to avoid political news. There's plenty of that, but anytime I bring something up, somebody will send me a Facebook message. Why don't you get out? It's like, I've been here longer than you. Why don't you get out? I was born here. I can speak my mind. Not everyone thinks the same around here. So you get out. Now, I was looking through a post on Reddit about that particular subject. Hey, why do you stay here if you disagree with the majority of the state? And I don't think the majority of the state thinks in one particular way here. I think the people who actually get out and vote think in a certain way. And that's why I'm going to, until the end of time, try to remind everybody that if you look at voter registration, we're actually a pretty diverse state when it comes to how people think politically. I think that most people have been convinced, and I'm just as guilty of it. I had been convinced at certain points in my life, Idaho's just a certain way, my vote doesn't matter, I'm just not going to vote. And that's not true. It's not true at all. Everyone should get out and vote when we have elections. Because, again, take a look at voter registrations, and you'll probably be really surprised at how it all breaks down. Most people in this state, well, I shouldn't say most, but a huge majority consider themselves independent. But a lot of those independent voters don't get out and vote either. So, don't just run around screaming how Idaho's a certain way, and certainly don't tell people to leave. You need to leave. No, you don't need to leave. This is America. Being able to speak your mind is part of the great thing about America, that First Amendment. And you shouldn't have to leave somewhere just because you don't like how, the direction that things are going in. Because look back through Idaho history, it hasn't always been this way. Okay? About when Rush Limbaugh became a very popular radio host, then you started seeing some changes. But it wasn't that long ago that things were very, very different here politically. So, Anyway, I'm not trying to start any kind of a political argument. I'm just getting so sick of people telling people to leave because most of the people I know who tend to kind of lean left were born and raised here, and they don't have to leave, okay? Dissent is as American as it gets. Have some discussions with people. Somebody pointed out to me that, Victor, recently you've been getting a little bit political on some of the comment sections online, and I'm like, well, yeah, I think that a lot of people are afraid to share their thoughts because they feel like they're in the minority. And I mean, based on a lot of the feedback I'm seeing online on some of these local political stories, I think that the breakdown of how people think here in this state is very different than most people would say it is. So we should be able to have reasonable discussions with each other. Like if you look at the discussions I get in online, I don't attack people. I don't call people stupid. I don't tell them to get out. Just try to go back and forth with, researched and educated viewpoints and try to get the perspectives of others. Yeah, it's called like being a normal human being, having a discussion, sharing information. So, yeah, rather than attacking, discuss. That's my request. Thank you again for tuning in to the Viktor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.